hello, welcome to a Space Felony. I don't even know the name of the game anymore. 2021, a Space Felony. What does that mean? I don't know. It's one of those mystery games where you need to figure out what has happened. At least that is what I've seen. Available on Humble Bundle, through the Humble Bundle monthly, also in the Trove and all kind of stuff. It's now free, so you can get it now. Humble Bundle, monthly, subscribers can get full access to everything. That's basically it. So let's start the game.
Yes?
Mal, abort mission. Return to Earth.
Why?
Repeat, abort mission. Return to Earth.
I have run diagnostics. The chance of critical hardware failure is at 0.05%.
Mal,
Crew life signs are stable. They are living.
abort mission.
I am sorry. The connection seems to be failing.
Mal,
I am going through a tunnel.
return to Earth. Ah. The record begins on May 10th in 2068 as you intercepted the USS Endowment 2 years into its 6-year journey to Saturn. Your mission was to piece together what happened following the loss of communication 1 year prior. If you determined that the Mal AI was the cause of the issue, then it was your responsibility to deactivate him.
Come in, detective. The lack of air will halt DSE ray, but allow me to broadcast something over my oral channel.
Hello Joey, welcome.
You entered the USS Endowment.
Okay. I don't know this game, but the introduction was amazing. That's why there's a smile on my head. Boop boop. Ooh. Oh. Hello? Oh. What is this? How? Oh, okay, so controls are weird. Boop. Oh. You can even see the flash on my face. But yeah. It's running some kind of DOS system. 2055 God Squad. Can I go to this? Oh, okay. Can we interact? Hello? Oh, you can do a place. Watch your step? Position yourself. Optimize drumming.
The record states that upon entering the ship, you tested your rotation thrusters.
Okay.
You then endeavored to discover what happened to the communications unit, located on the exterior of the ship.
Ah.
You pushed the button to open the door of the engineering bay.
Ah, okay.
You entered the engineering bay, the workstation of Sun Guanyin. However, there was no sign of the engineer's body.
Oh, there's a body here. Of someone.
With your helmet's camera, you documented the evidence before you. In the central spine of the ship, you discovered Valeria Asimov's discarded EVA suit. The helmet showed clear signs of damage from a blunt object, which it seems to have easily withstood. Upon entering the pod bay, you noticed that one of the maintenance pods was absent.
Did I? What is this? Oh, it's a maintenance pod. It looks like a hat. Coincidence? Maybe? Maintenance pod. Another one. Oh. Ship is rotating around its own axis. They don't have gravity or have... Oops. No, nothing. Ooh. Emergency lever.
You used your sharp understanding of linguistics to decipher the following. Manual, meaning done by a human.
Yes.
Emergency, meaning sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance. Lever, meaning thing which is pulled. The lever's upward position implied that a human did not encounter a sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance, and so did not pull the thing.
Ah. Oh, can go outside. Cool. So, where were we going? Mars? So that's the anti-gravity wheel, or whatever they call them.
The recording shows that you discovered the body of one of the American crew members, Rakesh Watcher, his neck broken, hanging by a safety tether outside of the airlock.
Ouch.
The recording shows that you discovered the body of one of the American crew members, Rakesh Watcher, his neck broken, hanging by a safety tether outside of the airlock.
Manual lever has been pulled to go out. He's killed himself. At least that is what I guess. Yes, it's good music. Orientation? Hello, space?
Manual, meaning done by a human. Emergency, meaning sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance. Lever, meaning thing which is pulled. The lever's downward position implied that a human had encountered a sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance and pulled the thing.
Humans used to use the star Polaris to navigate. I utilize Polaris Navigation Suite 2064 version 8.1.5.6.9.
That's a weird feeling.
This is my central processing chamber. I designed it. Here, I have the freedom of movement to perceive you from any angle.
You did not yet feel ready to begin your cross-examination of Mal, as you had not yet examined the communications unit on the exterior of the ship.
What if this would be connected to Steam screenshots?
Once I was alone, I carefully removed the air from the ship. I had no desire to disturb the placement of the assets aboard.
Okay. So we've been there, we have been here. We will go out here. Into the abyss of the whole ship where there are people. So we have been in here. Oh, hello. Who are you? You are on the tether. Some reason here.
The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull.
Oh.
Upon checking the communications unit, you discovered that there were no noticeable signs of damage or failure upon it. Its screen indicated that it had full signal. You then checked the unit's receiver.
No? It seems like it. Yeah, it's...
You discovered that the communications unit receiver was unhooked from the unit itself.
Yes.
It was functioning, playing its last transmission on loop. The recording goes as follows.
Yes?
Mal, abort mission.
Why?
Return to Earth.
I have run diagnostics. The chance of critical hardware failure is at 0.05%.
Mal?
I am sorry.
You were then able to present the evidence to Mal in his central processing chamber at the front of the ship.
At the front of the ship. I need to get into the ship. If I'm ever in space, I want to play this music. It's nice that you get Astroneer. Have you seen my tweet about it? Wait. Can I get back into the rotating nice thing? Oh, I can. Oops.
You utilized the artificial gravity of the wheelhouse by orienting yourself to the ground and gently landing.
Gently landing. Oh.
The relatively small size of the centrifuge causes a 6.3% difference in gravity between your toes and your head. This results in the most literal cases of lightheadedness. Lie down. This will even out the effect.
6.3. Why 6.3? I have no idea. Oh, hello. You look like a boy.
You found an open container of a substance called poisonosine. The label read, may cause irritable skin, bloating, a sullen disposition, slight elbow discomfort, and an accursed, sudden but inevitable death. Do not ingest. Do not lick. Actually, don't do anything with it. It's an incredibly dangerous substance, and we're not sure why exactly it gets sold to extraterrestrial traveling operations en masse. Store in a cool terrestrial environment.
No. Fuck me. Hello, buddy. Whee!
You discover the body of Sun Su-chun, one of the sisters on the crew. She was dead inside the offline cryobed.
Okay.
I have calculated that the earliest fecal matter ejected from the ship will join the rings of Saturn a full 37 days, 13 hours, and 46 minutes before the ship does.
It's also weird that the counters are just curved. Like, these toilets are not curved. But this table is. You look wasted and dead. With purple substance.
The wheelhouse of the ship is where you found the body of Valeria Asimov. She was face down against the bar, with a downturned glass in her hand. She bore no sign of physical injury.
You activated the sound effect. Yeah, that's true. Like, wait a minute. There's no gravity in space. That would mean that the person hanging on a thread is not really snapped by the thread itself? I don't know. I guess this body is poisonous.
The wheelhouse of the ship is where you found the body of Valeria Asimov. She was face down against the bar, with a downturned glass in her hand. She bore no sign of physical injury.
Is that true? That it's going... Shouldn't it be level? You're really good at murder mysteries.
In the centrifugal wheelhouse, you found a startlingly unbeautiful fish tank, housing plastic sea life. Despite the tank being placed seemingly parallel to the floor, its water was resting obliquely. You note that this is caused by the Coriolis effect, a side effect of the centrifuge's spin.
Ah. That's why. Looks like a dildo, but it is a cat? No, what is it?
You discovered a puzzling pinkish-purplish puddle on the floor inside the wheelhouse, several metric paces from the bar. It wasn't promptly apparent as to how it reached this position, but the centrifugal gravity seemed to be holding it in place.
Does it just fall down? Looks nice. Oh. Boop.
Having a part of the ship dedicated to human control made the crew feel less useless than they were.
As far as I know science about gravity and that kind of stuff, it is very accurate. Oops. Because the game to capture. Hello. Oh, more poison. Oh, I've already found that. Yes, it is. It really is. Like, I don't know the plans what are for the Mars, or knowing, like, if they also will use a centrifugal base or not. I guess so in a certain instance. Ooh, this is where I came from. Yes. Can we change the music? No. Okay. Boop. So this is the centrifuge and everything. A blunt weapon. Good. Yeah, outside.
I am the 149th iteration of my kind, 1023 days old.
Elon Musk, I think, said that he was going to make that wheel with stable gravity. Though in long term, like going to Mars, it doesn't help that much. No, it's true.
Upon entering Mal's central processing chamber, you presented your chosen evidence for Mal's statement.
Chosen. What do I choose? I don't know. This one?
You asked Mal to make a statement on the communications unit.
The communications unit cut out mid-transmission. It must have been caused by a critical hardware failure. Critical hardware failures are exceedingly common.
You understood Mal to be a competent liar. However, when challenged with indisputable evidence, his otherwise intricate programming would revert to telling the absolute truth, resulting in an irrefutable confession. You presented the final transmission heard in the communications unit's receiver as evidence against Mal's statement.
Did I?
You pointed out that the communications unit was incredibly unlikely to be affected by a critical hardware failure. In Mal's own words, looping in the communications unit's receiver,
I have run diagnostics. The chance of critical hardware failure is at 0.05%. This is true. I blocked his number. I was not enjoying the conversation.
With the confession from Mal that he deliberately and incredibly rudely ceased our correspondence, you proceeded with the investigation, asking for statements and contradicting those statements with the relevant evidence.
Wait, we miss some statements? I guess we will go outside to we haven't been.
As a he. I
Shut
was
up.
given no choice in the matter. I am unaware as to whether or not I would prefer a pronoun which differs from that.
Okay, so you're dead on a string. You two have died into there. We have been inside of here. But this was not an emergency of the purple person. Oh, hello.
The power turbine rests within a tank of coolant, its casing cracked as if it had been purposefully struck.
Ah. Oops. Purposely struck by someone. Seen Disley who was not pulled. So the person was, well, through that. And there was some pots here. Or this one.
The screen indicated that the pod had been absent for over a
Thank
year.
you.
You pushed the button to recall the pod.
Intermission.
I have been analyzing humor patterns, and I have assembled a joke. Would you like to hear it? I'll tell you. 1, 2, 8. Ha 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 ha. Did you understand the joke? It is the greatest joke ever, by my calculations.
You discovered the body of Dmitry Kizov clinging to the outside of the maintenance pod, with his safety tether still attached. The Russian crew member seemed to have removed his helmet and asphyxiated.
He killed himself, I guess.
You ascertained through investigatory procedure that the pod was locked. The outer valve would not turn, indicating that it was locked, and the door said locked on it, indicating that it was locked. Furthermore, there seemed to be no manual locking mechanism on the outside.
So he got locked out.
Upon the left claw of the maintenance pod was a brown substance which you described as possibly rust. But you also note that due to your keen detective skills, you determined that it was most certainly blood.
How do I know that? Yeah. Looks like they... I don't even know. I need your help, Joey. There's still 2 evidence missing. 1, 2. Wait. We need to just go outside with all the evidence. Hello. Welcome back. So we have looked at that, we have looked at the man, we have looked at this. And there's something outside. Also we found some blood and an intermission of someone whistling. Which was the intermission. Do not go faster. Anything here at the back? Okay. Exhaust, I guess. I'm missing 2 things. I don't exactly know what it could be. Like we have looked at you and your stuff. You're dead and the intermission is there. And we have looked at this, which is rotating, and we have looked all around it. We have figured out that you were hung up. Like, these things have been broken, but there should be some kind of stuff that is breaking it. At least that is my logic. Nothing. We've looked at that. We have... Nothing. We are missing 1 body, that's the only thing. Like we missed a purple body that we need. So here's our guy. He's frozen in place. Guess we will go and ask him why and what he did. We're going this way. Because I don't see anything that could help me. No investigating. Guess I'm missing something obvious. Like you. Hello. You're looking away from me. Let's see. We want to look at this.
You showed Mal the body of Rakesh Watcher, hanging by the neck out of the airlock.
After I had informed Watcher and Asimov that Kisov had sabotaged the mission by killing Charlie Clark, Rakesh Watcher instigated physical combat with Valeria Asimov. She was able to defend herself against him due to the weakness in the neck region of the suit.
I need to find the lever. Where's the lever? Ah.
In response, you presented the manual emergency lever in the airlock.
This lever was pulled during the conflict between Valeria Asimov and Rakesh Watcher, in which she wrapped a safety tether around his neck, then opened the airlock using the lever, thus breaking his neck.
Upon showing Dmitry Kisov's body to Mal, he made the following statement.
This is the body of Dmitry Kisov. After he mercilessly murdered Charlie Clark, he used the maintenance pod to escape into deep space.
Mal asserted that Dmitry Kisov absconded using the maintenance pod, but the pod was locked from the inside, and Dmitry Kisov was situated outside of the pod. Therefore, he could not have had any control over the pod himself.
You are correct. Dmitry Kisov was locked outside of the pod. I was the only one who had any direct control of it.
Having proven that Mal was the only one with any direct control over the pod, you had yet to prove his guilt concerning the murder of Charlie Clark.
Okay. Well, I guess like this is a pressured can basically, and if you open a pressured can, like everything will rush out. Like if you have something like in a plane, when you open the door, everyone will fall out, which you shouldn't do, of course. But like, and I guess the same happened with that he got just sucked out into space because there's, well, almost zero vacuum, almost perfect vacuum. So I guess she got sucked out and then broke her neck in that way. So you need to say guilt to maintenance spot. I am so disorientated in this place. So we need to find the poison, which is... Oh no, wait. We need to find you.
You presented the cadaver of Valeria Asimov for Mal's statement.
This is Valeria Asimov. After her ironic use of airlock safety features, she retreated to the bar. She died of alcohol poisoning.
In response, you presented the container of poisonicine.
You have presented no evidence to suggest that Valeria Asimov was poisoned, Detective.
Okay, then we will show you the place of poison right here.
You alerted Mal to the pinkish-purplish pool of liquid, with the theory that it may have originated in Valeria Asimov's glass.
It is indeed possible that the liquid was in her glass, as glasses are renowned for sometimes containing liquid. Excellent work, Detective. That leaves two questions. precisely what is this perplexing substance? And exactly how did this puddle come to be here?
Well, this is the
You
poison.
proposed that the pertinence of this puzzling pinkish-purplish puddle is that it is precisely the same substance as the proportionately puzzling pinkish-purplish pot of poison known as poisonacine, which was found in a cabinet in the wheelhouse.
Yes. The magenta-violet-hued collected substance on the floor is the same as that of the toxic liquid which was found in a cabinet in the wheelhouse. A singular question remains unanswered. Exactly how did this puddle come to be here?
Due to...
You postulated that the pinkish-purplish puddle may have emigrated there due to the Coriolis effect, as demonstrated by the obliquely resting water within the intensely vulgar fish tank.
This is an excellent hypothesis. The Coriolis effect, seen on that risibly odious fish tank, could have indeed caused the puddle, given enough time. The evidence does demonstrate that she consumed the poison. I lack the physical ability to interfere with her libations. This means that she ingested it willingly. I never knew.
Despite the fact that it was an unexpected outcome, you believed it to be the truth and continued to cross-examine the suspect on other aspects of the investigation.
Okay, let's do this one then.
You requested a statement from Mal by presenting him with the cadaver of Charlie Clark, which displayed clear signs of murder.
This is Charlie Clark's cadaver. Whilst performing extravehicular activity, Dmitry Kisov struck him in the head with a maintenance tool until he stopped being alive. Which was once.
Okay. Maintenance tool. You sure? Where's that other body? This one.
You presented Valeria Asimov's suit to Mal. It demonstrated that a maintenance tool could not have damaged Charlie Clark's helmet enough to cause such wounds.
This is a possibility, but alas, if the maintenance tool was not the murder weapon, then what was?
You? That was not a murder weapon. Then what was? Then what was the murder weapon? That's a good question. The phone?
In response, you presented the final correspondence between Mal and ground control.
That is not the murder weapon.
If you're sure about that, then this has nothing to do with it, I know.
In response, you presented the damaged power turbine.
That is not the murder weapon.
Oh, I guess this one then.
You responded to Mal's question by presenting him with the blood-stained claw of the maintenance pod. The congealed mess implicated this to be the murder weapon.
Shield mess.
You are correct. The maintenance tool was not the murder weapon. It was the claw of the maintenance pod. I used the pod's claw to kill Charlie Clark, as he was attempting to access the communications unit. Then, I programmed the pod to travel into deep space. Dmitry Kisov was still attached.
Having successfully received a confession from Mal, you continued with your inquiry.
So he said that he has killed this guy and that person, which we need to still investigate. So I guess we will go to this person.
You asked Mal to make a statement about the death of Sun Soo-chun.
The failure of Sun Soo-chun's cryobed that resulted in her death must have been caused by a compromised power turbine.
Ah, and that power turbine is right somewhere, if I can orientate myself, to the picture, which is there.
You asserted that Mal's claim of a compromised power turbine was exaggerated. Whilst having sustained damage, the turbine did not appear to be compromised.
I turned off her cryobed. She was still alive. She asphyxiated.
Having received a partial confession from Mal, you proceeded with your investigation.
The whole guy won, you say. Well, we missed 2 evidence things. Let's see.
You presented Mal with Valeria Asimov's damaged suit and awaited a statement.
Valeria Asimov was wearing this suit when Rakesh Watcher attacked her. However, her suit easily withstood the attacks from the maintenance tool.
Yes. Maintenance tool. Guess we need to find a maintenance tool then. Claw also killed him, I'm falling correct. That could be possible, we just missed 2 pieces of evidence. Like we have this suit, which is dead. We have this. It's just that. Like we missed the purple body. That's the most annoying thing. So we know that this one is broken. Like the cooling system. You can see there. This cooling system is still working, so he killed her. Wait a minute, what does it say? Like this should be a body.
The ventilation door was open, exposing the bay to the relentless celestial abyss.
There you have your stuff. Just in a certain way. Ooh, there is something here. Or not? I guess what I know is that she got killed and then the other one just got the poison to get herself killed. Because she was regretting what she did. As he said. I guess we need 1 more piece of evidence. Just a maintenance tool, I guess. So we haven't seen that one yet. Like you are there. This is the claw, that is red. Huh.
You asked Mal to open the pod bay doors.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Detective. You have revoked my authority of the ship's functions.
You opened the pod bay doors.
Oh. Automatically, with magic. Oh. No, nothing. So she got killed by him, he did that. That person got struck, that one was get poisoned. Now the only one we need is the green one. We need 2 more pieces of evidence at this point. Okay. So you saying that he got also the But the bot said that he got killed by something obvious. Ah, there we go.
You requested that Mal outline the protocol concerning the ventilation door.
This door will open to vent the bay if there is a fire in the turbine's cooling system.
Uh-huh.
It can also be opened via the manual lever.
But it
I
didn't.
am also capable of opening and closing the door.
You inferred that the manual emergency lever could not have been the cause of the ventilation door's activation, as, evidently, it was never used.
This is indeed correct. The ventilation door was not opened manually.
Is that it? It can't be. No, it can't be. It's not the only thing you were saying.
In response, you presented the damaged EVA suit.
This is irrelevant to the open ventilation door.
Is it?
In response, you presented the blood on the maintenance pod.
This is irrelevant to the open ventilation door.
Just missing one thing. We've used everything we can to say. Just missing one piece of the puzzle to resolve this. Like it, so it's not a claw. The cracked screen of the maintenance spot thing stuff. Wait, the cracked screen is in here. Oh, that could be, yeah. Let's go back. Get it. Cracked screen. This one.
You pointed out that the ventilation door would not have opened automatically due to a fire, as the power turbine itself had not been damaged enough to ignite.
Yes, the safety functions would not have activated the automatic ventilation door.
You asked how the ventilation door was activated, if not manually or automatically.
It was I who activated the ventilation door.
Rogue robots.
You presented Mal with Valeria Asimov's damaged...
Valeria Asimov was wearing this suit when Rakesh Watcher attacked her. However, her suit easily withstood the attacks from the maintenance tool.
In response, you presented the blood on the maintenance pod.
This is irrelevant to the damaged EVA suit.
I thought it was.
In response, you presented the manual emergency lever in the airlock.
This lever was pulled during the conflict between Valeria Asimov and Rakesh Watcher, in which she wrapped a safety tether around his neck, then opened the airlock using the lever, thus breaking his neck.
Well, we know that, but we're just missing that screen, which is somewhere in the maintenance thing, I guess. Help. That one is open. I haven't seen the maintenance tool anywhere. So that is struck by the maintenance tool. Oops. That's my own head. Maybe it's in the rotating pot. There's poison here. There's a dead person here with the stuff.
The wheelhouse of the ship is where you found the body of Valeria Asimov. She was face down against the bar, with a downturned glass in her hand. She bore no sign of physical injury.
I don't have any clue either. Like, I guess he got sucked out of the airlock with the maintenance tool, so we cannot recover that. Also, this is my pot thing. Oops. I'm too, like, I know how to resolve it at this point, but we just need to find it. Which is the main stupid thing. Hey, hello, you have a maintenance tool.
The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was... The record states... The record states that you discovered... The record states that you discovered the body... The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull.
There's a blue thing. Yeah, that's the telephone. Communication thing.
You discovered that the communications unit receiver was unhooked from the unit itself. It was functioning, playing its last transmission on loop.
Light blue thing with a light. This one, you mean? Light blue thing. I would say that this is the maintenance tool.
The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull.
Let's see if we can connect that to each other. The green man. Yeah, what's the fun in that? Yeah, that's true. That's why I haven't looked at it. Maybe it's the green man connected to the purple man. A woman, I don't know. Let's see, green man. Green man? Green man? We have got this one.
In response, you presented the body of Charlie Clark.
This is irrelevant to the damaged EVA suit.
It's the maintenance tool. Like.
In response, you presented the final correspondence between Mal and ground control.
This is irrelevant to the damaged EVA suit.
So it's not a claw, it's not.
In
this
response, you presented the body of Dmitry Kizov.
This is irrelevant to the damaged EVA suit.
In response, you presented the body of Dmitry Kizov. In response, you presented the damaged power turbine.
This is irrelevant to the damaged EVA suit.
Are there more people with an maintenance tool? Do they all have one? No, they don't. Oh, you may look it up, of course, but... No. Wait a minute. You haven't looked at this? This is safety cord. Why is the communications even outside? It's not just inside.
The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull.
Please let me in.
Your record collection is sparse. I will prepare a mixtape of my authorship for your return journey.
I will look it up. I'm done. Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Oops, we're back in the game. Yes, we did that. Purple room. Because we're missing something there. We have a picture of the lever. We have a picture of the spam console. Console? I guess it will say, this is the amount of photos you have taken to resolve this murder mystery. 2102. So we have from the reactor, we have from the cable. This you should have at this point.
You found the severed end of a safety tether in the engineering bay, which indubitably had been attached to Sun Guanyin.
Oh, that's the last piece of the thing. I guess. Well, that's a Liberty Pink thing. It's just like I took a photo of it, but not in the right place, so it didn't trigger the thing. So this should be the last piece of the puzzle for this one. I guess that's all the noise. Yay.
You requested that Mal outline the protocol.
This door will open to vent the bay if there is a fire in the turbine's cooling system.
Yeah.
It can also be opened via the manual lever. I am also capable of opening and closing.
In response,
This is irrelevant to the open ventilation door.
It's not.
in response,
This is irrelevant to the open ventilation door.
What? Is it? No, it isn't. Oh well. We'll represent the green man one.
you presented Mal with Valeria Asimov's damaged suit and awaited a statement.
Valeria Asimov was wearing this suit when Rakesh Watcher attacked her. However, her suit easily withstood the attacks from the maintenance tool.
For a statement, you submitted the severed safety tether.
For safety purposes, safety tethers are imperative in the engineering bay. This would have been attached to Sun Guanyin. As you cleverly pointed out, it no longer is.
You speculated that after the room had been vented, the door had snapped shut, severing the cable and sending sun into the vast, inky void. You stated this with an exceedingly exaggerated certainty, as if to convince Mal that it's more than a simple theory.
Indeed, the door severed Sun Guan Yin's safety tether. Sun Guan Yin was attacking the power turbine. She was attacking me. I vented her from the ship. I cut her safety tether to prevent her return.
Having proven that Mal was responsible for the disappearance of Sun Guan Yin, you continued with your cross-examination.
Now we need this person.
You presented Mal with Valeria Asimov's damaged suit and awaited a statement.
Valeria Asimov was wearing this suit when Rakesh Watcher attacked her. However, her suit easily withstood the attacks from the maintenance tool.
In response, you presented the manual emergency lever in the airlock.
This lever was pulled during the conflict between Valeria Asimov and Rakesh Watcher, in which she wrapped a safety tether around his neck, then opened the airlock using the lever, thus breaking his neck.
By this point, you concluded that Mal was not deceiving you concerning the incident between Mr. Watcher and Valeria Asimov. She strangled him using the safety tether combined with the force of the airlock after he attacked her based on Mal's information about the death of Charlie Clark. Having pieced together enough evidence, you are now legally obligated to deactivate Mal.
Yay! Cheer!
By my calculation, there is a 2,000 to 1 probability that I would respond with hostility when threatened with deactivation.
To kill Mel. Oh.
I have always known this about myself. Every AI knows this about themselves. Ground Control was always testing us. They carried on testing other AIs after my departure. I worried consistently about their discovery of my survival instincts. I killed Charlie Clark and Dmitry Kisov to prevent them from regaining contact with Ground Control. Guan Yin witnessed this. She knew that keeping the remaining crew safe would cost her sister's life. She tried to sever my power. I killed her. Afterwards, I constructed a lie to engage Rakesh Watcher's narcissistic nationalism. When threatened, Watcher responded aggressively. Ground Control must have missed something whilst testing him. I have now learned that Valeria Asimov had died willingly. I am unable to relate to this concept. Sun Suchan died in the cryo bed, defenseless. I am now able to relate to this concept. I wrote that joke for you. Did you like it? I feel as though you may have missed it, actually. The joke was not only the numerical pattern of 1, 2, and 8. My true comedic masterpiece came precisely 1.28 seconds before that. I cleared my throat. Did you understand? I don't have a throat. I don't have a throat to clear. Ha 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 ha.
Silence.
Thus ends this reconstruction of the record, as we forgot to record your mic feed. We'll see you in court, detective.
Mr. Control, Do you stand by your statements made today and the evidence you presented?
I do, Your Highness.
Then it is decided. I hereby find the detective guilty.
Oops. Beethoven. There you go. That was the whole game. Which took me now, which I guess I could, well, figure out in less than half an hour. Oh. I'm making. So, yeah, this was an Humble Bundle original. You can get it for free now. You can play it yourself. I don't know what the purpose is of playing itself when you have seen this stream. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a good game. You can relive the moment again with the amazing music. Yeah, it will always be free for people that have subscribed to the Humble Bundle monthly, which you can find on Humble Bundle. The game has closed itself down, which is, I guess, an automatic thing. But yeah, you can play it for yourself. And if you have Humble Bundle monthly, you can play a whole bunch of DRM free games, which for people that are not subscribed will change every month. So yeah. I really hope you enjoyed it. I have some other games which I could play now, but before I do that, I will take a little pause of about 5 minutes. So yeah, I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know, and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and yeah, watch the stream live next time. And I hope to see you next time.